Welcome to the story of India's freedom struggle, a tale of resilience, unity, and an unyielding quest for freedom. In this chapter, we dive deep into the rise of nationalism in India, particularly during the first half of the 20th century. This period was marked by a series of significant events and movements that collectively paved the way for India's independence. The seeds of nationalism were sown much earlier, but it was during this era that they truly began to sprout and flourish. The chapter focuses on how Indians from diverse backgrounds united to fight against British colonial rule under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi and other prominent leaders. The early 1900s were a time of growing dissatisfaction with British policies. The British Raj's exploitative economic practices and oppressive laws created widespread discontent among Indians. This discontent was further fueled by events like the partition of Bengal in 1905, which was seen as an attempt to divide and rule. Mahatma Gandhi emerged as a central figure in the freedom struggle. His philosophy of nonviolence and civil disobedience resonated with millions. Gandhi's leadership was instrumental in uniting people across the country, transcending regional, religious, and social divides. It all began with the growing dissatisfaction with British policies. The Rowlatt Act of 1919 allowed the British to imprison Indians without trial. This draconian law angered the public and led to widespread protests. The act was seen as a blatant violation of civil liberties and human rights. The protests against the Rowlatt Act were a significant turning point. They marked the beginning of a more organized and widespread resistance against British rule. People from all walks of life participated in these protests, demonstrating their collective resolve to fight for their rights. One of the darkest moments during this time was the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, where General Dyer ordered troops to fire on unarmed civilians gathered for a peaceful meeting. Hundreds lost their lives, and this brutal act of violence shocked the nation and the world. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre became a turning point in India's struggle for independence. It galvanized the Indian population and intensified their resolve to fight against British oppression. The massacre also drew international condemnation and highlighted the brutal nature of British colonial rule. After this, Mahatma Gandhi introduced the idea of non-cooperation. He believed in ahimsa, non-violence, and satyagraha, truth force. The non-cooperation movement of 1920 to 22 encouraged Indians to boycott British goods, schools, and institutions. Gandhi's call for unity inspired millions, but the movement was suspended after the Chowri Chowra incident.
What's up, everyone? Ready to dive into the full chapter fast? Simply click on the Related tab and boom! You've got the complete chapter at your fingertips. No more endless scrolling or searching around. It's super easy and quick. Perfect for busy students like you.